happening, you guys? Welcome to the show. This is the Arroyo Show. I'm Brandon Arroyo. If it's your first time here, please give it a thumbs up and a subscribe. What a guest we have for you today. You can see her portraying the role of Cora in Amazon Prime's new film, Chemical Hearts, set for release on August 21st. Welcome, Cora PEñA. How are you today?
Good. Thank you for having me.
You just mentioned there's some nice cozy storms and rain coming through your area right now.
Yeah, I'm drinking some tea. It's really nice.
It's like a picturesque morning.
Yeah, when the days all blend together, it's like, oh yeah, today's different. It's raining, you know?
All right, so this film, really a fan of it. I mean, it's one of those ones that you sit there and it makes you think. So Chemical Heart's about to release. So many serious topics touched on in this project: grief, young love, suicide, sexuality. What was your reaction when you first got this script, and what were your thoughts when you first were able to see this story?
When I first read the script, I was really excited about the idea that high schoolers could have the opportunity to see themselves in their most rawest form. And I think high school kids need to know that they're allowed to feel all these things, because then they're more likely to handle them carefully and with a lot of love to themselves. And so I was just really excited about that, and people love the book that it's based off of. So yeah, when we finally finished it and I got to see it, I cried.
So for your character, Cora, we, the viewers, start off in sort of a limbo with her character of like, why is she acting a little bit off? What is this connection that she has? And what's her past with the other characters that she's interacting with? Her story for herself does have this like satisfying arc for us, the viewers. What were your thoughts of Cora, and what was your approach to developing her as a character?
It was interesting. Richard, the director, was really open to notes, to the point where Cora Young, who plays La, we're each other's love interest, spoiler, we got to really develop this queer Black and brown narrative that it just meant so much to me. And so, yeah, I had a really big say in the development of the character, which I was so happy about.
And it's such an exciting project to be a part of, because there are so many different types of characters in this that I think most people will be able to find somebody that they're able to relate with. The film is set for release on August 21st. When you look back at the production, what will you remember the most from your time on set?
Oh gosh, it was so fun, and everybody loved each other so much. There were so many naps. I have so many incriminating photos. People have so many incriminating photos of me. Our first day as a group, probably the biggest day we had, it was a party scene, and it was a night shoot. So we started shooting at 6 p.m. and ended at 6 a.m.
Wow, yes.
Full like Halloween costumes. It felt like Twilight Zone, but it was the perfect intro to all of us, because we're all so goofy, and yeah, we bonded. It was such a short shoot. That's the saddest thing about it. I wish it was longer.
And what was the location? Was it Los Angeles that this was shot in?
Oh, we shot in New Jersey.
Oh, okay. So that means those overnights could be even colder.
Well, we shot in the summer, which was
good.
But yeah, I mean, if we shot in New York or Jersey in the winter, it would have been bad news.
I love these kinds of stories. Do you remember who you were with and what you were feeling when you first got the call that you were going to be booked on this project?
Well, it was really cool. It was actually on my birthday. I was in the park. I was in Central Park having a picnic with friends. And I had originally actually auditioned for La, which is Cora Young's character.
Okay.
And she went in right before me. And I remember seeing her and being like, oh, she definitely nailed it. She had like a pep in her step. So I just kind of went in and was like, you know what? I'm just going to give it a fun time and not think too much about it. And so when I got the call on my birthday, Richard had actually liked my audition so much that he created a new role for me to be in this movie.
Wow.
Such a compliment. The first time that's ever happened to me. So it was just like a double whammy. It was like a great birthday present, and also knowing that I just made this really great connection in the audition room that got me a role on the film in a new way that I did not expect.
And
So it was great.
I think that's such an important thing to note for like fellow actors is that especially people that are new into the acting field, even if you don't nail the role that you're going in for, you might have a role that a director's casting for not even this play, but like another player, if they like you enough, in your case, creating an entire role altogether.
Yeah, it's awesome too because Richard is just such an open director. And so it was great to just make a connection with a fellow artist that you're like, I think we're on the same page here. Yeah, it was awesome.
So social distancing has been a big part of all of our 2020s. What have these last couple of months looked like for you?
Oh gosh, what have they looked like? I've been playing a lot of guitar, which has been fun.
Rocker.
Yeah, I finished a book, which is crazy because I read so slowly.
What's the book? What's the book?
It is called Indian Killer by Sherman Alexie. It's great. It's been on my bookshelf for a while. Gosh, I recently been watching I May Destroy You, which is so good. I love Michaela Cole. She's a huge inspiration for me. But it's been a lot. I'm trying to fill it with a lot of art. So it's been slow, like everyone feels like it's been slow, but fulfilling in some weird way at the same time.
Yeah, I'm sure we're all going to be so just more appreciative when we're able to go out without wearing a mask and we're able to get back out on set. A lot of exciting things, even the time in holding, I'm sure we're all going to be really looking forward to. All right, so let's take it back to how you first got into the entertainment world. Were any of your family members in the business? What first sparked the idea of pursuing acting?
None of my family, none of them are in the business. My mom is a housekeeper. My dad is a math teacher. I don't know. I think I just was always attracted to art and wanting to make art and wanting to move people. And I'm just really lucky that I have parents who just wanted me to be happy. So that's really how I got into it. I think I just slowly started to discover, like, I think this is what I want to do.
Well, that's an exciting thing. I mean, so any time that you do something, is your family just like mind blown to each individual project since it's the first time experiencing it?
It's funny because my mom, so we originally immigrated from Dominican Republic. So my mom's English is not as great as her Spanish. I mean, therefore, she speaks only Spanish. So anytime I do a film or a TV show, she has to watch it after it's been dubbed or the subtitles or whatever. And so there's always a delay. I'll come out with something, and then months later, she's like, "Oh my gosh, this thing!" I was like, "Mom, that's months ago." But it's so great. I mean, my mom just really wants me to be happy. So I think if she sees that I'm happy, even if it's the smallest role, she's like, "That's amazing." So my family's so supportive.
And I love when we have relatives because my family came from Puerto Rico, and I still have uncles that are still they've been here for 50 years and still a very thick Puerto Rican accent. I got an uncle that lives in the Bronx that always loves to talk to me about his New York Yankees, and so yeah. I can relate to it. I love it. It's I don't know. It makes our families unique. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So any acting coaches or moments, because like you said, you know, you're the first person in your family that's really gone through this experience. Have any acting coaches or moments from going to, you know, teachings that really you remember having a large impact on you and your craft?
I mean, I've had so many teachers that have been really supportive. I had the opportunity in college to go to the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art in London. It was my first time because I immigrated to the US when I was so young. It was the first time in my memory of leaving the US.
How old were you real quick when you got to the US?
6 months.
Wow.
It was this close. Yeah, I became a citizen actually in 2014.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes, it was a big moment for me. But when I went to the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, it was a big moment, not only because I left the US, but because I got to study Shakespeare there and really hone in on classical work. And that was a really big moment for me because with Shakespeare and with classical work, there's no gender attached, there's no race or ethnicity attached, there's sometimes no language attached. And so it was nice to have this freedom as a Latin artist to say, I can be whatever I want and I don't have to play within anyone else's rules. So that was a really big moment for me.
So in this film, your character Cora is a part of the school paper. What sort of clubs and sports were you involved in when you were growing up?
I went to boarding school, which is a whole different ball game, but it was so fun. It was like,
Is it similar to Zoe 101? Because I think most of us that watch Nickelodeon are curious what that life was like.
it was. There's definitely it's like summer camp with homework, if that makes any sense. And there's more boundaries. Like we had check-ins and we had mandatory study times and things like that. But it was actually really fun and great. And so at boarding school, I was part of the student council. And then I also, what did I do? I was head of the Multicultural Alliance, MCA. I kind of had my fingers and hands in everything. But yeah, I was a big student council junkie. That was me.
Love it. Okay, so as we begin to wind down the interview here, we only have a couple minutes left. We want to hit what's called the final five. It is the who, what, when, where, and how of where you are right now. The first question is, who do you speak with the most right now?
Probably myself. I talk to myself the most during this time.
That's such a great place to be in, though, where you're getting that self-reflection. I love it. What item do you use the most each day that is not your phone or your computer?
I have it here. Chapstick.
There it is. Is there a flavor attached to it?
This is Burt's Bees Tinted Lip Balm.
There it is. When did you know you wanted to pursue this full time?
Oh gosh, probably somewhere in high school.
Did you do, was there a play that you remember performing in that you thought, okay, this was amazing, I want to keep doing this?
Yes, the first play I ever did, it was a musical called Working. And before then, I knew I liked art, but I was kind of too shy and too scared. And so I decided to go for it. That was a big moment. And yeah, after that, I started to think, maybe I want to make this a career and not just a fun thing I do.
Where is your dream vacation?
Oh my goodness, this is a hard one. I have a few places on my list right now. South Korea right now is on my list, so that I guess I'll say that. I'll enter that into the.
There you go. Well, and then our final question here for you: how do you define success?
Whatever makes you happy. It makes you feel full. If you're proud of what you do, you will always feel successful.
All right. Thank you so much for giving us some of your time today. Chemical Heart's going to be coming out August the 21st. If you were to give that final elevator pitch on why you believe the people should go make their way over to Amazon and watch the movie, what would that be?
If during this pandemic you're ever feeling like you need a good cry, you should watch Chemical Hearts.
She is Cora PEÑA. You can see her portraying the role of Cora in Amazon Prime Video's new film, Chemical Hearts. It's going to be releasing on August the 21st. Carol PEÑA, thank you so much for giving us some of your time today.
Thank you.